our good friend Bill, and we wanted to talk about setting up stands, what you should be trying to do if you can, and what to look for. It's one thing that I think gets overlooked by a lot of people is stand placement. So we want to kind of go into it of what you should be looking for and show you how we've done ours. So we'll take it from here, but Bill's going to do all the heavy work and I'm going to do the supervising. So
yeah, heavy work.
There you go. All right, well, stay tuned. So what you want to look for is something to kind of break up your backdrop, and then you can see that piece of plywood I put down. Always, if you can, take a piece of plywood and put it down, and that's going to keep from all the snapping and crackling of the leaves and the sticks. Really mash it down, but then once you do, you've got firm footing and you don't have to worry about scuffling your feet around. Then, as you can see, I got some trees here in the backdrop. So you know, that's one of the things we kind of do is we look for our backdrop and then we'll go from there. So now you can see you kind of got some backdrop there. That pole you see is from our crabapple trees along the food plot here, so we're not too worried about shooting those. But again, this is for setup purposes. Always look for backdrop, and then we'll show you how we like to brush things in to kind of break it up. One of the things I do is, you can see this is getting shiny, this pop-up line, is I like to take some brown or black spray paint and just kind of mist it over the top of it, and that'll really help to keep that shine down. Another reason I try to use a tree for backdrop is that it's kind of hard to see, but we tie our ropes to the tree itself too, so if it ever gets real windy, it's not going to go rolling down the road like a tumbleweed, and it won't get all tore up either. So now that we've got that up, what Bill's doing here is he's taking some brush and we've cut some limbs. This was from back in Turkey, and so they're not green, but he'll take and brush this in with these branches, and that'll break up some of it as well. It's really a good idea to try to do that. Turkeys don't mind these blinds. They really don't. Turkeys are all about movement. Deer, on the other hand, because they don't have very good eyesight, they see objects, and when that object does not look right to them, they're very they're animals that are skittish anyways. So taking and brushing in with some tree limbs and branches, it's always a good idea. And we'll put a few more on there. What you're seeing here is we're weaving in some of the greens to kind of break it up, and then we'll put a little bit up on the top end, and that'll really help it tear down some of the glare, plus it gives a little break up on the top. So again, this is what we like to do when we set these up. If you can find a spot in between a couple of pine trees, there's some brush, and then once you do, just weave in a little bit of branches, and that'll help you keep hidden, for camel. All right, so Billy, our supermodel, he's now inside that blind, and you can hardly see him. So when you're bow hunting, turkey hunting, it's best to wear dark clothes. Gun deer season, you're gonna have to have orange on, of course, but you can't see Bill in there, and you can see clearly how that brush breaks it up. And he's in a super spot here overlooking my food plot, and my son's father-in-law is going to be sitting in there with our grandson this year, so we're hoping that he can tag a nice buck out of here. But this is how you set up a ground blind. We're going to be showing you how we set up our ladder stands and stuff that we hunt usually for bow and gun, of course, too, but we'll take you to that next. So here you can see one of our bow stands. We don't use this one for gun, but when the leaves are on the trees, and you can see this maple that's got, what, 4 or 5 different limbs up there, or trunks, basically. that blocks it up on this little road and trail that we're standing on. And then when the leaves are on the back of that oak where we have that set up, it blends you in real good from the back side. And then you got the 2 pines on the back. So we got breakup in front, back, and all around us. And we still got good shooting. So there you can see that ground blind. Here's from another food plot, that little road right there. You can see that that's brushed in pretty good. Right there's our ladder stand that we use for bow hunting. So then there's another ladder stand we've got, and you can see how the pine tree kind of blocks it. Those deer are going to come in from right below, right there. I shot a doe out of there last year, and we got another trail that comes out. So you've got good shooting right through here on this food plot coming out of that stand, and you're hidden by that pine tree. And then on the left side of that maple, you could see that you know, there's a tree limb growing out of there, or whatever, another piece of the trunk. But that covers you up, breaks you up, and the deer will come from this side as well into the food plot right through here. There's a nice little road and trail that comes out. All right, so I got to thank Bill here for helping me set up a stand. He's always with me by my side, and we definitely bounce ideas off of each other. His ideas usually bounce off my head. It's a little bit harder than his, so.
But it's just fun to do and be out in the woods and trying to figure out how to best place things on what the flow is that you know, and you know, that ground blind should be a successful spot this year.
Yeah, we're certainly hoping so. So just wanted to give you an idea how to set up stands. Always make sure that you're using backdrop and then brushing things in if you can, or when you're putting up a ladder stand, make sure you got that cover.
Don't be silhouetted.
Right. Less is not more in this situation. More is better. Cut your shooting lanes and then leave it. You want to be covered up as much as you can. So with that tip, I hope you all have a safe and successful hunt. Tight lines, shoot straight, and thanks again, Billy.
You got her, Johnny.
All righty.